Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new around here. My name is Ashley and I go by the Ashleyness here. Today we are playing Planet Zoo and this is my Esme Zoo. And today we are going to be working on the Japanese macaque habitat. Say that 10 times fast. So for this build we are going to be working kind of in the back corner here, as you're going to see as we fly over our beautiful zoo. We have made quite a lot of progress still, as you can see, but it's going to be back here kind of in the back corner. So it's going to be butting up against our big cat sanctuary area as the side course here. Almost there. So we're going to zoom in and it's going to show you the name and kind of the area, so you can kind of get kind of a good idea of where we're working. So we're going to jump right on in and we're going to get going here in just a moment. So first things first is that this is going to be a walk-through enclosure to where the guests can enter, which is why there is the stepstones in here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go kind of slow and we're going to make the building enclosure first. For the, not the building part, but like the walls. And I kind of go a little too far out and I end up having to backtrack that a little bit. But this is a quick build. This is a small space, so it goes really fast. So as you can see, I have this dark area kind of carved out in this area, and that's going to be where the building part is. And it's going to be sharing with its neighbor, which is going to be the mandrills. And so they have a little bit more space over there. So I go ahead and carve out the both sides of the building because it makes sense for it to be kind of one, instead of making two separate ones that look exactly the same. So here I'm just kind of going through and I'm making the divider here between the two sides. And then I'm just getting rid of my little area here so I can remember my spots. This has been so helpful. I know I mentioned it in the last video, but I do like that I've carved out these little spaces with this that built with the oh my goodness, I'm losing my words, with the fencing, you know, to make it like around the areas that I'm going to be building, and putting the signage on there. So remember what I'm doing has been so nice, because a lot of the times I forget what I'm doing and like my plan, or I'm just winging it. And I'm just like, I think I'll build this today. And I just kind of add it in and it doesn't necessarily make sense. And so this time it feels like it's very cohesive and makes a lot of sense, which I very much enjoy. And I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. It's very helpful for me. So here I'm just making the building still. Jump straight in on that because why not? You know, it's one of our primary areas that we need to work on. And I'm just continuing through with the theme of doing the red brick, the green bamboo, and then the white painted brick. Then I'm just copy pasting that wall so that we can continue through on the barriers. And then I have some foliage work here that needs to be taken care of. I just go ahead and delete so that we can just have more space. That's the only real downside I've ran into, is like when I'm pre-planning like this, I tend to decorate around it. And then I have to do this where I'm getting rid of like greenery because it's in my way now. Whereas before it looked really nice, but now it's in my way. So it's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a hindrance, but it's just kind of annoying. So I need to be more mindful of that when I'm scoping out my areas for the big cat sanctuary and the bird sanctuary, which after I'm done with the primates is going to be the bird sanctuary. It should go pretty quick. There's not that many birds in our game. So that'll be the next area after the primates, so stick around. Keep coming back. It gets continues, I should say. I was gonna say it gets better, but like realistically it just continues to get more awesome. So hopefully this series will last for a good long time. And that is my dog sneezing that you're hearing, if you're hearing that, and then her tippity tap of her toes. Animals. So here I'm just making sure that the walkway is not blocked by any of the rocks and the foliage that have been placed down ahead of time. And then here I'm just putting in the fencing so that we can go ahead and put in the walkways, or not the walkways, but the guest entrance gates. And I can get my animals in. And the Japanese macaque, they like to have a lot of their kind. And so there is quite a few that get put into this enclosure, as you will see soon. I found this was a very easy build, a very quick build. They're not that demanding, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it worked out really well. And so I did have some trouble with the guest gate. I kind of forgot how to do it because I haven't done one in so long. So it did take me a little bit of work and a little bit of time, but I figured it out. So it was basically what it was that I had the path was in the way. I had to delete some of the path so that it would connect to the path. And I had to drag it back away from the primary path because of the same reason. So it's a little wonky, but it's not too bad. It looks good in the end, in my opinion. But I'd like to hear from you. So if you have any thoughts or opinions or ideas, please let me know. I really do love hearing from you. I respond to like every comment I get. I read all of them, and I take them seriously, because you guys are taking the time to do it, which is really cool. So because I know you guys have busy lives, and so I would like to hear from you if you can, if you have the time. If you don't, I also understand. But yeah, if you guys need help with things, let me know. I can answer questions. I'm by far not an expert on this game, but I do know a lot. So if you do have questions or need help, let me know. I can maybe help you out. And if I'm doing things that are kind of annoying to you, maybe I can fix them, maybe not. No promises there, but I would like to know so that I can make adjustments if I can. Sometimes I can't, but sometimes I can. So it's worth asking. So here back at the build, I am just adding in the gate over there, and then quick saves, always save. And then we're just going to start building in on the roof, I believe. Nope, we're going to do the door. And I love these swingy doors. If you haven't noticed, I use them in like every build. I do like them because it does feel like the animals have more freedom to come and go as they please into their areas. They don't have to stay restricted into the inside area if they do not wish to. I really enjoy that idea in my head. It makes sense. I know in real zoos they can't necessarily do that. But the idea of this zoo in my mind is that it is kind of more like a sanctuary versus like a zoo. So they maybe have a little different requirements and needs and things here. So here I'm starting with the enrichment items. I'm just placing them down and then decorating around them. I did not mean to put that rock right there. I'm not really sure why that happened, but it did. And then here I'm just trying to make it, get going on the deco. And I did want them to have privacy. I did not, even though this is a walkthrough for guests, I want them to have privacy areas. And so that's what this is for. So here I'm making like a rock wall, and it's going to be where they can climb on it. They can get privacy from the guest, and we'll have some enrichments. So that's what we're doing there. So it's really extensive because, they like to climb, and it's giving them the opportunity to climb on it. And then I'm going to use this dynamic moss on it so that I can make it look a little more lush, a little more green. Now these guys do like the colder climate, so I do put in some coolers into this area. I am playing in sandbox mode, so I do have it clicked where they don't actually care about that kind of stuff, but I care about that stuff because I do want it to be more realistic if possible. So that's what I'm working on right now, is making that look nice and lush and green. But realistically, they are in a tropical biome, and so they can't be fully accommodated. So here I was going to start putting in stuff, and then I realized that they weren't gonna probably have palm trees in there, and so I kind of backtracked and I was like, wait, let's go back to the stuff. The stuff. What is it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, and my dog is making more noise. Enrichment. That's the word I'm looking for, is enrichment. Maple, it's okay. That's my puppy Maple. Come here, Maple. Come here. Come here. Oh, show the world. This is Maple. She's crying right now because she's locked in. She doesn't like being locked in. Oh, a big yawn. Yeah, she's still a puppy. She's under a year old. We don't know what she is. She was a rescue. We think she is a Chihuahua and Dachshund mix. Anyway, back at the build, we're still working hard. We got lots going on. We're getting the enrichment items in. I'm spreading them around so that they are more likely to go around and do more stuff. Here's the coolers, like I said, and so they're, you know, feeling more comfortable in their environment. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Ice blocks. And then I was a little worried that it was a little too close to their doorway, so I did move that. More enrichment areas so that they can feel like they can have privacy inside their little home. Their bedding. Little water source over here. We're almost done with this video. It's pretty short one today. And here we're gonna get them, and like I said, I'm gonna get a lot because they can do a lot of animals. They do up to 33 females and 17 males, and so we're gonna go for it. So yeah, we're just getting a whole bunch of them. We're gonna enter them into the habitat. And we're just gonna kind of speed it up and wait for them. So this part's gonna be a little boring, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting for them to show up at this point. I'm gonna do some terrain work to kind of highlight this area a little bit more. And here comes the monkeys or apes. I'm not really sure if they're apes. I think they're just monkeys. And then here we're just gonna, now we're able to tag in on their needs for foliage, and so we can start really doing the foliage work. I do the climbable, and I don't have these trees anywhere right now, and so I decided to do the pops of pink in there, which I think looks really nice. And then we're just, you know, we're going for it. This is what we do, right? And these are still climbable, so they can actually climb up them and use them to access the heights of their enclosure. We're back down to just regular ones now for more greenery. And then, of course, we got to get a little bamboo in here because it looks nice. And then get some foliage into their space in here so it looks more natural for them. And you know, the tricky thing about doing it inside the building is making sure that it's not disrupting their paths. You know, we want to still make sure they can use everything properly. So it's really can be tricky. So I just kind of went a little crazy with this one. It's kind of like a moss. And so like I felt like it looked really neat. And so I kind of went a little crazy. So it's like everywhere. But I think it looks really good. It's a lot of good detailing. And I especially like it on the rocks because I feel like it gives it more dynamic feel to it. Then here we're gonna just pop into the heat map, make sure we're still good. And then that wasn't usable, so I had to move it, and same for that little thingy there, the hot water tap. And then this said that it was, they could escape because I didn't have it like fixed properly, so I fixed that real quick. And then this is pretty much done. We just have to get the roof on, which is easy. And then I was trying to get, like, I really wanted to do like decals and stuff, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find any, so I just did a little statue there. And then here the guests are already flooding in and doing their thing. Maple's being silly. And then here we're just gonna do the roof real quick. And we're just about finished. Love the copy paste. I did do just one on the other side because I am planning on doing like an enclosure on the other side, of course, and I didn't want to fill it in because it's so difficult once you do the roof. So yeah, and so here I'm just doing signage, you know, changing it around, making sure I don't forget it because I have a tendency to forget it. And then just here at the entry, I'm curious, what is there anything that you guys forget to put in your zoos? Because I'm bad about it. I'm bad about doing like the signs, and I'm bad about doing the trash cans and benches, particularly. I have a hard time doing those or remembering to do that. So here I'm just doing a little foliage work on the outside so it looks prettier. Oh, Maple's getting restless. Ugh. I know. Adding in the greenery, you know, to keep it more cohesive. She's so silly. So here we're just doing like a little tour and seeing how it looks and all of its glory. Whoa, don't do that. She's after my mic. Oh my goodness. And it looks really, really pretty. They're already using it, as you can see. They're enjoying it, and we're just gonna watch them for a little bit here. They just, you know, they're so cool looking, and they're like from the base game too, so they're like really like old textures to them. Oops, that's a view. But you can see the guests are able to come in. They're having a good time. The Japanese macaque are doing really good. They're able to really tour the area and all that. Well, we are at the end of the video now, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were inspired as I was while I was creating it. And most of all, I hope you have a beautiful day, night, or whatever time it is for you. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!